Alright, so this next one here, we're still doing a reflection, but this time we're reflecting it across the line x equal 1, and it's drawn in the picture for us. So these are actually kind of nice because they're pretty easy to do. All we have to do is just draw our points on the opposite side of the line of reflection. So m being 1 to the right from our line, m prime needs to be 1 to the left. Or right, I mean, m was on the left. J on 1 to the right means we go for j prime 1 to the left. K 2 to the right, k prime will be 2 to the left. And L 1 to the right, L prime will be 1 to the left. And again, we're ready to go ahead and connect our points. Much easier on the coordinate plane, depending on what you're reflecting across at least, and there it is. So reflecting in the x or y axis, all these do, so when you're reflecting across the x-axis, you're just going to change the sign of the y value, right? Because it's going down or up, it's going to change the sign of it. If you're reflecting across the y, it's the opposite, right? So whatever you're reflecting across, the opposite term or opposite coordinate changes sign. So reflecting across the x, the y coordinate changes sign. Reflecting on the y, the x coordinate changes sign. So here is an example of that. We want to reflect this figure across the, actually just, it doesn't say where, we don't know which one is reflecting. So we kind of have to look at what's happening, right? So A to A prime, oops, actually I have to write, not draw lines. A was at 1, 1, to A prime at 1, negative 1. So you can see that our x value stayed the same, the y value changed sign. B was at 3, 2, B prime at 3, negative 2, same deal, the y value changed sign. So if the y value changes sign, or y coordinate, so it's across the x-axis. And we'll go ahead doing this in function notation, or coordinate notation, not function. It's very different. For negative 1, and C prime at 4, 1, D at 2, negative 3, D prime at 2, 3. So now we're ready to plot out our points. But the same idea applies, right? So A was above the x-axis, now it's 1 below. As long as you know where you're reflecting, or once you figure that out, that's pretty easy. But there are those cheats for those special scenarios. Like this. And now it's your turn to try one.